Well, what's going on to the hustlers out there? Hey, it's me, T Will. Y'all already know how I do. Hey, it's Wednesday. This the basketball episode. It's the midweek hustle. This here to, help y'all prep for the rest of the week. Try to get a dub this week. It's a weird week. NBA Cup scheduled this week. So schedule thrown all over the place. No four games this week for anybody. No back-to-backs for anybody. But I'm here to help y'all. Hey, look, see who get new minutes. See who heating up quietly, and who's a win your week type of streamer. No hype, no fluff, just smart pickups. Like I said, no four games for nobody this week, but y'all already know. You sleep, you beat. Now let's go and get to it. This is one of the advantage streamers. These are the guys who are gonna help you win your week. First up is Kelly Oubre. This is one of my favorite players. No matter where he been in the league, I like watching Oubre. He do everything that your team need. Play good defense. He lengthy. He give people fits on the defensive end, but he also can score, averaging about 17, averaging 5 boards. He playing about 30 minutes a night. Oh, excuse me, 35 minutes a night. When he was healthy, he projected to return December 12th. He only 43% rostered. He averaging 30 fantasy points on the season. So, Kelly Oubre, he can get you some dubs. He can help you a lot. He coming back this week on the 12th. Next up, AJ Mitchell from the Oklahoma City Thunder. He averaging 14, 3 reps, 4 assists, 27 minutes a game, 28 and a half fantasy points. SGA sat out the last game on Sunday against Utah. AJ started in his place. So what that tells me is with OKC blowing everybody out, when it's time to get some rest in for their starters, they're gonna turn to AJ to take the keys over while SGA taking the night off. Next up is Keldon Johnson from the Spurs, 18% rostered, 26 fantasy points a game, averaging 13, 6.5 boards, almost 2 assists. He even had a 44 point fantasy night the other night, a couple weeks ago. As you know, fantasy ain't just about players, it's about volume. Games played, points earned, who out there trying to get it, and who out there getting after it. You already know. He goes some sleepers, some under the radar streamers. They wasn't on everybody's radar, but some opportunity come up because of injuries, because of how the game go. Speaking of injuries, Franz Wagner just went down for the Magic. Anthony Black, next man up. He was inserted in the starting lineup last night against the Heat. He averaging like 15 points a game when he's a starter this season. When Paolo was out, he was doing his thing. Wagner then went down. So, like I say, major opportunity. He averaging 25 fantasy points, 27 minutes a game. This 13, 4, and 3. These are season numbers. He also getting a steal a game. But as a starter, he averaging 15, 3 reps, 3 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. Doing everything. Lock in on this guy. Anthony Black. Remember the name. Ryan Nimhard. I ain't gonna lie. I like this one. He played for my Mavs. Excuse me. Kid trust him. Kid trust him. Late game run. You counting stats you can bank on. 21 fantasy points over the season. But he averaged 35 fantasy points in week 7. He getting major, major burn. And he look like he a true point guard. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of hard to see in this day and age, in this era, where everybody scored the ball. You know what I'm saying? He averaging 5 assists in only 19 minutes. So for him, opportunity is the number 1 fantasy cheat code. So yeah, Ryan Nimhard, my guy. Check on him. Anthony Black, Ryan Nimhard. Check them for sure. Here goes some streamers. You know what I'm saying? That if you in a category league, you know what I'm saying? Threes. If you need threes, you need a lot of threes in a week. Sam Merrill. Now, he's also injured. Everybody projected to come back on the 12th. With Sam Merrill, averaging almost 4 threes a game. You could trust that. I ain't gonna lie. I mentioned him on the episode earlier this in the season, early on the episode. Sam Merrill really liked that. He can shoot. He can let it go. Trust that. If you need threes, if you need stocks, steals, and blocks, you need a specialist. Another guy, Al Horford, OG, 3% roster. He averaging a block and a steal on the season. He always done that. That's always been his game. You could trust that. I think it's year 19. You could trust that after 19 years. You know what I mean? So if you're in a category league, look at Al Horford. If you need assists, 6, 7 assists a night, without a lot of turnovers. Dennis Schroeder, he averaging 6 assists on the season. Shannon Rock. I know Sacramento record might not be that good, but they got a lot of scores. He also projected to come back this week on the 12th. You know what I mean? But Schroeder, he been solid his whole career. And, we know that. We got enough evidence to trust that. If you need rebounds, crashing the glass, getting them garbage points, you know what I mean? Steven Adams, old reliable, 9 reps a game, playing 22 minutes a game. You already know he the enforcer you need. Memphis miss him right now. Houston balling with him right now. So you already know, Steven Adams, you can trust that. And sometimes a category swing is the difference between playoffs and packing it on in come April. You know what I mean? So yeah, these are stream to stay candidates. These are audition pickups. If they hit, they're not leaving your roster. If they don't hit, find somebody else. You know what I'm saying? You're looking for clarity, coach trust, you know what I'm saying, efficiency. Hey, if he hit 28 to 32 minutes, he might not be a streamer no more. He might be a win streak. First guy I'm excited about, he just came back, DeAnthony Melton. 2% rostered in ESPN fantasy leagues, 24 fantasy points. He only played 2 games, but he got 14 points, 2 assists a game, 2 steals. Golden State need that, especially with Steph out right now. Draymond out right now too. So yeah, DeAnthony Melton, I like that. I'm excited about that. And as you know, a streamer guy, audition guy can become a permanent play for you. So you already know the people who playing in the middle of the week, them the ones who getting dubs on Saturday and Sunday. You ain't waiting till the end of the week to try to get a dub then. It's too late. You got to prep all week, early in the week, and be ready for it. And if you ain't grabbing them players, hey, you might take an L this week. That's okay. But you know what? If you do grab them players and you take an L, you get momentum this week. So trust that. Trust what you see. Trust the numbers and go with it. Trust your preparation. So that's the midweek hustle. You know what I'm saying? There were some people I like, in the NBA and the fantasy league. So if y'all found this helpful, follow us on X, Hustle Sports Net, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at the Hustle Sports Network. Make sure y'all tap in. And as you already know, you sleep, you beat. Hey, I'm your boy T Will. Holla at me. Y'all tap in, hustlers.